Yeah, it was my choice. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I just kind of told my team, like, I'm gonna just say the truth, and that's it.
You know, he's strong, you know, he has a good left hook, you know, and, you know, one time he opened up, you know, I cracked him and he didn't open up at all.
It didn't look like he was training. Ryan didn't train for that fight.
You don't think so? Why?
I don't think so. Ryan didn't train. He didn't train for that fight.
Ryan Garcia made a surprising confession after his loss to Rolly Romero, admitting that he wasn't mentally prepared for the fight. He revealed that his team pushed him into the ring, even though he was still struggling after a year off. "I tried to push through it, but I felt completely off," Garcia said. He also hinted that retirement might be on the horizon, sharing how tough the past year had been and how it took a toll on him. Despite feeling clearer now, he acknowledged that the decision to fight wasn't entirely his own. "I'm really disappointed," he admitted, suggesting he stepped into the ring knowing he probably shouldn't have.
Just found myself very off after the year layoff. You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say.
Ryan Garcia's emotional confession highlighted that he was fighting more than just Rolly Romero. It was clear he was dealing with inner struggles too. His admission sent shockwaves through the boxing world, with Lou DiBella expressing disbelief. "I never expected Rolly to outbox Ryan," he said. After a full year off, Garcia was thrown straight into a high-stakes match against Romero, a move many considered reckless. Bill Haney also shared a confusion on social media, congratulating other fighters but questioning Garcia's readiness. Oscar de la Hoya's handling of the situation also drew criticism. "I'm still puzzled why Ryan hasn't fired de la Hoya for putting him in that fight," said one commentator, as Garcia himself admitted he wasn't prepared. It became clear that those around him seemed more focused on business than his well-being. Now, many are questioning de la Hoya's judgment, with critics claiming Garcia was set up for failure. Despite Garcia's emotional breakdown and the obvious signs he wasn't ready, de la Hoya brushed off the criticism. He claimed, "This fight wasn't devastating at all," adding that Ryan knows what he needs to do. This comment only fueled outrage among fans and insiders who felt Garcia had been pushed into a dangerous situation after a long layoff. Many were expecting de la Hoya to take responsibility, but his dismissive attitude only intensified the backlash, leaving fans wondering if Garcia might finally part ways with a team they feel has let him down.
He'll live to see another day. That's it.
How devastating of a loss is this for Ryan, man?
Not devastating at all. At all. Win 12 rounds. He knows he's way better than that. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do. So,
Do you think that the Devin Haney fight probably off the table? Do you think that, or
it'll be back.
how do you?
It has to happen.
How do you think Devin looked out there, man?
Gun shy. Literally, he was running. I mean, he was scared to me.
Yeah.
Scared of getting hit.
Bob Arum recently made a bold statement about Ryan Garcia's return to the ring, criticizing both Garcia's promotion and management for letting him fight Rolly Romero after a year-long break. Arum argued that the lack of proper preparation played a major role in Garcia's disappointing performance. He explained that after such a long layoff, Garcia should have started with a less challenging tune-up fight before taking on someone as tough as Romero. According to Arum, many promoters and fighters get distracted by the promise of big money fights, making decisions that are more about cash than strategy. He suggested that Garcia should have first faced a lighter opponent, then worked his way up to fights with Romero or even Devin Haney. Arum emphasized the importance of building momentum step by step to ensure a fighter's readiness. That Arum's comments shine a light on the bigger picture in boxing, where the rush for financial gain can sometimes lead to bad decisions. He pointed out how fighters' health and readiness should come first, and how promoters must be mindful of this when booking matches. He also referenced Devin Haney's struggles after a year-long break, noting how Haney appeared out of sync in his fight with Jose Ramirez. Criticizing the matchmaking in Garcia's case, Arum called it poor judgment to throw him into such a tough fight right away. Bad matchmaking is a huge part of this game, he said, stressing the need for experienced matchmakers who consider a fighter's preparation before making high-stakes decisions. Arum's comments reflect his concern for the management of young fighters and the need for more careful planning in the sport.
This is a lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money, and they don't make really good decisions. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight and then, you know, then you move to a Romero or even a Haney or so forth. You don't go right in after a year. You know, look at Haney. Haney looked terrible with Ramirez because he hadn't fought in a year.
Did he seem to be gun shy? Did he seem to be worried about taking another big shot?
Who's that?
David Haney, with the way that he was moving around the ring.
Absolutely. You see that? I mean, you know, I don't know how he scored because it's hard to tell. But, you know, who's going to want to see Haney fight if he fights that way?
You want to see the rematch? After what? Yeah.
What do you think about Teofimo Lopez? His performance?
He did okay. I mean, he did okay. Good. He knew he was in with Barboza, who can't break an egg. Barboza's fought so many fights for us. I don't think he's had one knockout. You know, so Teofimo could show his whole arsenal.
Ryan Garcia has been open about his struggles with mental health, sharing a deeply personal journey. In a recent interview, he revealed that he has battled anxiety and panic attacks since he was 17. At one point, his fears grew so intense that he became obsessed with the idea of being seriously ill, even developing hypochondria. His focus started to fade, and his anxiety spiraled out of control. Eventually, Garcia realized he needed help. "I just kept having panic attacks, and I couldn't breathe half the time," he said, reflecting on how overwhelming it was. Instead of hiding his struggles, Garcia made the bold choice to be transparent about his mental health. He decided to be honest, rather than offering a fake excuse like a shoulder injury. "It was my choice," he said, explaining that he didn't consult his team before making this decision. Despite the criticism, Garcia stood by his choice, believing that being open was a first step toward healing. "Talk to the right people, talk to yourself, and understand you're not alone," he advised, stressing the importance of self-awareness and reaching out for support. Garcia's courage in sharing his vulnerability has sparked an important conversation about mental health in boxing, a sport where such topics are often avoided. His openness may encourage others to seek help and be more open about their own